Okay, let's take this next caller, see where you're from, caller. Hi, caller, you're on the air. Where are you from? What's your question?
I'm from Garberville. My question is about poison oak. I got my first case ever, and I wanted to know what kind of botanical aid I could get.
Well, we produce a product called Allergy Ease, and it's sold at Chautauqua, and it's a whole bunch of different antihistamine herbs.
Allergy Ease.
Allergy Ease, and I've had lots of good reports from people if they start that as soon as they start the itching.
Okay, great.
Before it gets too out of hand, you know, before the histamine gets too out of control. Otherwise, you know, a clean diphenhydramine product or Benadryl, if the herbs are not effective enough.
Yeah, I did that right away. That did help a little, but as a first timer,
Are you breaking out in kind of weeping?
No, not that yet. Badly, but swelling. You know, at the corners, one side of my mouth. So
it might not be too late. It all depends.
A rash.
Yeah, it all depends how far along you are. You know, if you can get it early enough, the allergies could be quite useful.
Yeah, and you want to try to get on it as soon as possible because you know you don't want to end up having to take cortisol or something like that. But keeping your sugars up, your good sugars, your fructose, fruit sugars, and honey and sugars.
Oh, good.
Will really help to keep histamine
really craving them in the evening.
Well, yeah, it will help to keep histamine from being released.
And I have one other question. It turned out I had my first ever wart on the bottom of my foot, and I was wondering. I think it's a plantar wart. It's not, you know, huge, but I was wondering what besides these Band-Aids with salicylic acid on them can you recommend, or just nutritionally how to fight a...
I'll give you a botanical perspective of a plant that's actually excellent for the treatment of warts, and that's Chelidonium majus, the greater celandine. And right now, spring is a good time to find it because it's actually growing right now, and it hasn't flowered yet, which is ideally when you should pick it. You'll know greater celandine from its yellow flowers, and it's in the poppy family. And when you break the stem of it, it exudes a yellow latex. It's actually not a latex, but it's an exudate. It's a bit like a latex, but it's bright orange yellow. And if you dab that all over the plantar wart, and you do that for probably a week, you'll find that the wart will just go black. Their skin will start to peel off, and you'll effectively have gotten rid of it.
That sounds wonderful.
And if you can, it's a woodland plant, so you need to...
I know, but it's not native here. It is in England.
So we have it.
Where can you find it around here? Because I do live in the woods.
Well, it's not native around here. And the other thing that is what you could find is dandelion sap. It's not as effective as the greater celandine, but it can also help with warts. And you just pick the stem of the dandelion, of the leaf or the flower, and a white exudate comes out, and you dab that on the wart. So you could try that if you have dandelions.
Yeah, I'm sure I have those, but I'd really love to get the greater celandine. If you know anybody who can find it around here.
Well, I'm sure people are growing it in their garden. It's a weed, essentially. It's a kind of woodland weed.
It's become a weed in our garden, but it's not really a weed in Northern California here. But Dr. Peat, what do you recommend for warts?
Oh, that sounds as good as anything I know.
Okay. All right, cool.
And the salicylic acid isn't, that's a pretty safe treatment as well.
I think it's good.
What about formic acid?
I think salicylic is best.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'll
you're welcome.
Try to find the celandine. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you for
welcome.
your call.
Bye.